Hi friends! It's time for another Adults in Crafts kit. Listen, don't come for me. I know I just did a few of these kits recently, but I have some catching up to do. Plus, I can customize this one. I'm going to work on their Macrame plant stand kit. I chose this one because there's a wooden plant stand and a planter that I can paint. I decided I was only going to paint the top of the plant stand base, because I kind of like the idea of wood still showing. I started off by sanding the top and edges of the base. Then I wiped it off with a damp paper towel. To give myself some time to come up with an idea, I taped off the edges and put down a coat of gesso. Then, when I was looking at the instructions, one of the pictures gave me an idea. There's an artist named Macrame that has this really cool water technique. She posted a tutorial on TikTok and I really want to try it. I started with a deep blue base. Then, with a light teal Posca, I made these loosey-goosey shapes. Even though she says not to put too much thought into it, I put the most thought into it. Like I was really overanalyzing every shape the whole time. The next step is to round out the corners. This was like ASMR to my art muscles. It was so easy and satisfying to do. And it made such a difference to turn it into this cool bubbly look. Part of me really wanted to leave it like this. It looks so cool and like it took forever. I mean, it kind of did, but it wasn't that hard. But either way, I decided to press on. So I repeated the process again with an ivory Posca. Again, it was really satisfying to do, but I honestly can't tell if I like it better with or without the ivory. To keep it consistent, I did the same thing on the planter and tray. Then I sealed them all in with a satin varnish. To start the macrame part of this kit, I followed the instructions and measured out 6 4-foot cords. And you can see I finally got a real ruler. Oh great, this footage is completely out of focus. What I'm doing that you can't see is folding the cords in half, and then I tied them in a lark's head knot around the wooden dowel. This gave me 12 cords. I separated those into 3 groups of 4. On each group, I tied half square knots to make a spiral. The directions said to tie 16 knots to make about 3 inches, but for me this only made about 2.5, so I had to add more. And let's not discuss my improvised method of holding the dowel while I worked. After I finished the first spiral, the outside strings really didn't seem like they were going to be long enough to finish this pattern. But trusting the instructions, I just kept on going. After I finished the other 2 spirals, the next step is to combine 2 strands from one spiral and 2 strands from another. Using the 2 closest strands from each, I measured 3 inches down and made a square knot. Then I repeated this 2 more times, so it made 3 new bunches. After this, I measured another 2 inches down and repeated the process. At the end, we should be able to tie all of the cords together underneath the planter. It became very obvious that I was right. The cords were not long enough. So I had to start all over. This time, instead of 4 cords, I did 5-foot cords. And I didn't actually fold them in half. I folded them so one side was 2 feet long and the other was 3 feet. Then I tied them around the dowel again. And I split them so each group of 4 had 2 long strings and 2 short strings. Then I went through the whole process again. I did this off camera because I had already filmed the whole thing once, and I really didn't feel like fighting with my water bottle again. After I got to the very bottom and tied them underneath the planter, I put some glue on the knot to make sure it held. Then I cut all of the cords about an inch below the knot, and combed them out to make fringe. I trimmed that up and put the whole stand together. The macrame part isn't my favorite. I probably could have done a better job making it even. Some of the strings have a little bit too much slack and stick out a little bit. But overall, I really like the whole look of the stand. This video is a little shorter than my usual ones, but that water technique did actually take a lot of time to do. So that's all I'm going to be able to do this week. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.